All right. All right. All right. Hold on. Let me get nice and comfy. Hmm. You comfy? Good. All right. This is how the story goes. To help me read your story, you doofus. You told me you can't sleep. So I'm gonna just make up this story, you know, along the way. I'm being creative. Using something called my brain. Alright, you ready for the story? Alright. The story starts with a large, meadowy field. It's the morning, and there's someone standing in the middle of that meadow. Yeah, just close your eyes and think about it. Just relax, take it easy. It's the person in the meadowy field, just standing there with a basket filled with fruit and bread. The person just stares at the sun rising. They laugh a bit, saying it looked like an egg. Probably they're hungry. And they enjoy the beautiful colors. It's like a painting, a mixture of colors form across the sky. And it's pure silence. The only thing you hear probably the crickets or the cicadas. Them annoying shits. Once they're done seeing the sunrise, they start to head over down below the meadow. Leads let's just say a dirt path. A dirt path that leads to a store in the middle of nowhere, yes. Because why not? However, their home ain't far. The store was a flower shop. This flower shop had various flowers. Because obviously it's a flower shop. It's a small one. I mean, she sits there behind the desk. It could be she, he, or they. Anyone. You can think of any gender. But I meant to say they. Thank you. I'm half tired, okay? Back off. Anyways. So, they sit down behind the desk. Or counter, I should say. They have right next to them the cash register. Then they have the tip jar. It has probably, let's just say, a few dollars and a few quarters. And they just sit there on a stool, like a tall stool. It has a pillow cushion on it. And they just sit there and just wait. They wait for the next person to come. But along the way, they walk around the place, adding some water to the plants. Of course, giving them their food. do nutrition, and then you go back behind the counter again. Behind the counter, we have a lot of things that they have seeds, all kinds. And they have, different materials that they have with the seeds. Once they place the basket in the back room, make sure everything's all right there, they settle down. All right, I'll get to the point. So, while they're sitting there waiting for the next customer to show up, and yet one did, it was a man, a tall man. He had the skin of, let's just say, of cocoa. He had the eyes of the ocean. His hair was soft, long crimson, and he had the charms, but better than Prince William. Better than Prince William. He would wear a suit. Looks like he was either coming from work or he's going on a date. Something casual and important. He would look around the place, walk around as his eyes wander to the right flower that he desires to get. Did he pick a flower? Yes. He picked quite a few. He picked a rose, a white rose, a sunflower, and a few tulips. He comes up to the person in the counter. He told them, "Good morning. How are you?" The person behind the counter replied, "I'm doing well." "And are these the flowers that you want?" The man looks down at the person behind the counter, looked them into into their eyes, and said, "Are you sure you're fine?" And the person behind the counter wasn't sure why he said that. "Well, yes, I am fine. I mean, why wouldn't I be fine?" The man looked at them again and said, "You seem very broken, and you just don't look good. Why is a delicate flower like you being stepped on?" The person behind the counter still didn't understand. They was confused of what he was babbling about. And while the man examines the person behind the counter gathers up the flowers. Of course, they grab the flowers, which is the roses, of course. The roses had thorns. She noticed there was blood on them. She had to dethorn them. She looked at the man's hand, seeing that they were bleeding as he picked up the thorns. That's when she grabbed, or I'm sorry, still tired from a long day. get into it. Just pretend I didn't say she, okay? um, they treated the man's hands. Did I mention it was both his hands? Yeah. They grabbed the first aid kit, treated the man's hand, both of his hands. Um, and then the man looked at his hands that had band-aids all over it. And then he looked at the person behind the counter. Thank you for recovering. What do you mean by recovering? The person behind the counter asked, filled with curiosity. I don't know what the things you're saying right now, but the flowers are $3. The man nods, handing the money over as they just put the money in the cash register and hand them the flowers. These flowers are very delicate. These flowers have a meaning. The reason why I pick these flowers, because they represent you, says the man. The sunflower shows that you were once happy. The white rose showed that you lost someone in your family. The tulips were your favorite during the spring. And the red rose was your fiery passion. These flowers showed who you are and what you are. How can you not remember? I'm gonna get there. Just hold on. These flowers were you, the man explained. The person behind the counter was shocked to hear such things like that. What do you mean it represents me? Why are you listing off these personality traits? Because you don't remember anything. I've been looking for you. My significant other. The man looks deep in their eyes as he sheds a tear. He shows the person behind the counter the wedding ring. You were once mine until that accident. The accident? Yes. You was in a tragic accident and you forgot. Your memory got erased. You don't remember anything. You don't remember your state of mind. You ran away. And I see you're living out here in the country. You said you always wanted to live in the country. So you could be near the flowers like you are. The flowers loved at you and you loved at the flowers. But back at home, you had a greenhouse. You used to spend your days in there. You wouldn't mind if the butterflies, the caterpillars, the and various insects was in there. You used to enjoy seeing the caterpillars go in a cocoon and come out flourishing as a beautiful butterfly. You told me one day if we ever pass away, we would become those butterflies together. I did say these things? Yes. You said a lot of things. You were my pride and joy. Until this day, you still are. Every day I would come to this flower shop just to get these flowers. Same different flowers. Sometimes they'll be the same ones I have in my hand. Sometimes they will be different. And I just enjoy seeing your face. Every time, that bright smile, you welcoming me. You never question me. You never consider me as a creep. I'm, after all, your number one customer. You are indeed still my flower. Look at your hand. That's your wedding ring. You always wondered what it was. And now you know. Because it's mine as well, too. We're both connected as one. Your memory's gonna slowly come back. But the thing is, I know you wonder, why haven't I taken you away? Because I see you like it here. You say, it's better than the city. You know, the noise, the traffic, smelling gasoline, hearing people fight, seeing newspapers being flown across the sky, possibly landing on your face. The country is nice and quiet, peaceful. No worries, no stress. It's just you. Your time. Mm. What happens next? Well, ever since the man explained all that to the person behind the counter, the person behind the counter just looked at him amazed. They never thought that their significant other within these years would just be with them, be here in front of them, and be with them. Loyal. The man never cheated. The man would just go to work, come home, or before he goes to work, come and see that person. Let's just make a time skip. Throughout those times, the person behind the counter got their memory back. Slowly, each day, that the man come and visit and buy flowers. And they would remember all the things that he would tell them each day. And it would just fill up their brain continuously, fill up their memory continuously. And that's when the person behind the counter cries as well too, running into the man's arms, hugging, kissing him. The happiness endurance of the two flowers in that one caterpillar that turned into a butterfly formed around them. And the man decides to not live in the city no more and live in the country with their lover. Of course, he quit his job. He wasn't going to do no more marketing jobs, no more Wall Street jobs. He stayed with her and ran the flower shop. That one little seed that was planted outside of the backyard of the flower shop, grown into an establishment of flowers. What I mean by that one seed is that one seed that was growing in the backyard, that was an apple tree. And that apple tree is a symbol of the flower shop. The flower shop was a seed. And once the person's husband came along, that's when that apple tree seed started to grow. It growed and it growed and it growed and it growed by every time. And during the time that the person was with their husband, during the whole entire working of the flower shop, there were people coming in, buying flowers. People would say, "These flowers look so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. They remind me of my grandmother. Back when I was a kid, we used to plant beautiful, beautiful tulips. And they would be an array of colors. They would smell beautiful. I would just sit there and enjoy seeing them grow. I would watch the bees pollinate. It's just something so beautiful about flowers. And then there would be another person would come in, a woman and a child. She would look at the array of flowers and say, "They remind me of Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's Day where they got flowers. The child, of course, would deliver the flowers to their mother. I wouldn't say it's a bouquet. I would say they would rip it out of the ground, leave the roots on, and just run upstairs, leaving a dirt trail. A dirt trail just for mom to clean up after. But the thought counts, though. But I mean, it's not like he ripped it out the garden, ripped out the ground, the garden. But either way, though it counts. I mean, hey, what do you expect from a child? And then there was a couple that come in. They just look around at the flowers, pick up a rose, which is their significant other picks up the rose and says, "You remember these bouquets of roses on our first date together?" Brings back so many memories. And then there was a heartbroken man that walked in. He would pick up a sunflower and look at it, and it brought tears to his eyes. He would say, "It would remind me of my mother. She used to love sunflowers, and not only just the seed. The sunflower seeds were edible. Of course, he used to love to eat those when he was a kid. But a lot of it would represent her, because her favorite color was yellow. She would always wear a yellow dress whenever she went out to the sunflower field to gather some sunflowers, of course." Alright, so you don't get the story of why all these people are taking these flowers and saying it reminds them of something or someone, basically, different events. Well, these flowers are basically everyone's memories. You know, each flower has a meaning, and each flower has a memory connected to it. Some can be great, some of them cannot be great. Some people mourn over it too. Now you get it? Yeah. Everything has a meaning, everything has a representation. But these also have the memories that's connected to the two lovers that's behind the counter, which is the store owners now. The sunflower and the heartbroken man. That's the man. That's the husband. He lost his mother. She got sick and died. The two lovers that has the roses. That's them when they first start dating. The child and the mother. Basically, the significant other and their mother. The mother was a single mother, of course, working to provide for herself and her child. She didn't have time to celebrate Valentine's Day or get anything for Valentine's Day, but yet their child managed to get it. And then the person with the tulips, that was also the significant other. They used to plant tulips in the backyard with their grandparents. Just to enjoy it. And the grandparents obviously love tulips. And another one also symbolizes a wedding. Memory of the significant other getting married. Of course. And the story ends with a moral. The flowers are everything. Nature is everything. Plants may not say anything or talk to us like animals, but they are alive. And they're connected to us all. Flowers have a connection with us in so many ways and so many levels, spiritual, physical, but flowers will forever be here as a memory. Every little thing that we have done in life. All right? All right. Anyways, it's getting late. Let's go to bed. I got work in the morning. All right. Good night.